Hi, I'm Nick and welcome to the Rig and Farm YouTube channel. We're at our property and they're finally working on setting up our home. It was delivered 25 days ago and this is the first day they've been out here to actually work on the home. As you can imagine, we're pretty frustrated and pretty angry, to be honest, because this is unacceptable. After our home was built, it was delivered from the factory to the dealer's lot and it sat there for 4 weeks before they delivered it here. It sat another 3.5 weeks, and our home should have been delivered, set up, and ready to move in by now. Up to this point, we've talked with several people from the corporate office as well as the brand new manager at the dealership about our experience. Something that came to light a couple days ago that is very annoying is that our home was not even ordered for 3 months after we closed on our loan. The new manager told us that standard protocol is for them to order the home before you even close on your loan, so that once it is completed and the loan is closed out, they pay the factory for the home, they deliver it, get it set up, and you're in your home pretty quickly. Obviously there's been a pandemic and there have been some delays and shortages of supplies and labor. I understand that. What's unacceptable is the delay in certain individuals that prevented our home from being built, delivered, and set up on time. They tried to get us to take a home that they had placed an order for a month after we closed on our loan, and it wasn't exactly what we wanted. It wasn't the home we ordered, so of course we didn't want it. They waited a few weeks after that conversation to actually place the order for our home. We were given the sales sheet for that home we were offered. They placed the order for the home in October of 2020, and it was delivered and ready to go in December of 2020. They didn't even put in our order for our home until the end of December. Even if they had waited until we closed on our loan in September of 2020 to put in the order, it should have been ready before December, since the one ordered at the end of October was ready in December. If it had been ready in December, they could have delivered it, had it set up. We could have been ready to move in January, February at the latest. Here we are, the middle of July of 2021, and our home is just now being set up. They said if all goes well, that we might be able to move in another 6 weeks. One thing that's very annoying about having to wait another 6 weeks minimum is that in about 6.5 weeks, we're expecting a delivery of more egg-laying chicks. They'll be sent out when they're only a day old, and we'll receive them when they're about 2 or 3 days old, depending on exactly how the shipping process goes. And we are having them delivered to the post office near here and not our current home because we thought we would be in the home by now. We placed that order a couple months ago with the expectation that our home would be ready. That's not the only problem that these delays have caused. We've spent tens of thousands of dollars on stuff for our garden and for our animals that are completely wasted this year. We put an indoor growing setup on our current home so we could get a bunch of seeds started so that they could be transplanted into our garden. We have transplanted quite a few things, but it takes us 2.5 hours to come up here and check on stuff. It's completely unrealistic for us to come up here every single day, multiple times a day, when we need to get those plants watered. So unfortunately, a lot of things have died. We were really expecting to be moved in this summer and be much further along with our gardening process. We should have been going to the farmers markets and getting some income. Unfortunately, it's not happening. If we're lucky, we'll be able to go to some this fall. We'll get a little bit of income to recoup some of our expenses, but it's not going to be enough. Some stuff is just completely ruined. I couldn't tell you how many thousands of plants we have at our home that are dead because they outgrew their starter trays and we just couldn't get them into the ground. Let me take that back. We could get them into the ground, but they would have died because we wouldn't have been able to come up here and take care of them every day. Still have some tomatoes going pretty strongly. Very few of them have actually produced fruit so far, but that's okay. This Martha Washington tomato is starting to grow a little bit. It should be a pretty good size and be bright red when it's done growing. We'll definitely keep up with the progress on this one. We ran out of labels when we were transplanting our pepper plants, so we're not really sure which ones are which. We're hoping that once they grow, we would be able to identify them. I don't recall planting purple peppers, but here we have purple peppers. We have a lot more yellow and pink gladiolas, so that's pretty cool. As you may have seen in previous videos, we've had a lot of grading issues, like our driveway and the grading around the home have just been absolutely horrible. The new manager at Clayton Homes of Dalton did meet with us at our property last week and had a pretty extensive conversation. He got his eyes on our property and saw exactly how horrible the grading is. He said he was going to have somebody come up here and try to fix it at no additional cost to us. I'm optimistic that he's going to keep his word and do that for us. Also, as many of you know, the cost of lumber's gone up quite a bit since we placed the order on this home. One of the things that was not included in the contract for our home being built is the front and back porch. The price of those have gone up nearly double since we closed on our loan. Had our home actually been built and delivered and set up in time, they could have built those porches before the prices of the lumber continued to go up. It may still have been close to what it is now, but I'm sure it would have been less. The time, money, stress, the emotional anguish that we've endured since this process started is ridiculous. I feel that we need to be compensated in some way for the horrible, horrible level of service we've gotten. Comment below and tell us what you think we should do. Should we hire an attorney? Would that be a waste of our time and money? Or do you think something would actually come of that and we could get compensated? We were told that they would start setting up our home today, and I wasn't very optimistic, but luckily I was pleasantly surprised and they were here when we showed up. Either way, we needed to come up and feed our bunnies and check on their water. That watering system is doing great. All of our bunnies are doing really well. The kids helped give them hay. This poor baby got a little more hay than she asked for. We also got some baby meat birds this past week. As of the time of this recording, they're 6 days old. We haven't lost any. We don't plan on it. They're eating really well. They're getting big fast. We've been taking video every single day and will continue from the day we got them until the day that they're processed to show you exactly how fast they grow and how big they get. We ordered 25 birds, and since it's very unlikely that we're going to start going to the farmer's market within the next 8 weeks, we're probably going to try to sell some of them live while they're still young, just to save on feed costs, and then we'll keep maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 for ourselves. If you're in the North Georgia area, or you're a friend or family member and are interested in getting some fresh, pasture-raised chicken, let us know. We can take a deposit and save you a bird. I also have decades of experience processing chickens, so if you don't want a whole bird and you want it cut a specific way, just let me know and we'll discuss the price. I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera down, and I'm gonna spy a little bit on how they're setting up the home. I just had a pretty lengthy discussion with the guy in charge of doing setup, and I'm pretty confident in his abilities. He seems to know what he's doing, and he thinks that we should have our home completely put together in 2.5 days. So today, hopefully tomorrow if there's no rain, and they should finish early part of the following day. We really appreciate you following us along on our journey. It has been a much longer journey to get into this home than we originally anticipated, and we've included you guys every step of the way. We really appreciate all of our subscribers, and if you don't subscribe already, please do that now so that you can keep up with all the things that happen. Once our home is fully completed, we have some plans to do some videos that show our property from the very beginning when we bought it, where it's just trees, showing the process of the loggers coming in, the grading as it took place, and then our home and the several steps that it's taken to get to a completed home. We'll also keep you updated on our Cornish Cross chickens that we just got last week and see the process of them growing and getting them to processing weight. We'll definitely have disclaimers at the beginning of any video that show the actual processing so you don't see anything that you may not want to see. But if you're interested in seeing that process, make sure you watch that video when it comes out. For a while we were posting 3 videos a week, and we've slowed down to just 1 video a week because there hasn't been a whole lot of progress. It's been really hot out here. We've kind of put the garden on pause other than what's already in there, just because there's still no water on the property and we didn't want to put a bunch of stuff on the ground for it to die. We have been getting a lot of rain now that we have a home on the property and they've not been setting it up, but we were just afraid that anything we put in the ground, if it wasn't getting sufficient water, it would die, and we didn't want to waste all of that time for no reason. So instead, it's at our home dying. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up and comment below on anything that you'd like to know more about or any comments that you have about what you've seen in this video. See you next time.